Romans 16:17. Now I urge you, brethren. Okay, here again. Who's he talking to? Brethren. Who's he talking to? Church folk. He's not talking to the Gentiles or the heathen. I urge you, brethren. He could have said, because Paul talks like this sometimes, I beseech you by the mercies of God. Sometimes he phrases things like that. I really like Paul. He knew how to turn a phrase. Now I urge you, brethren, to note, King James Bible says, mark, those who cause divisions and offenses. He tells you, he says, listen to me. You need to pay attention to who causes division and offenses. And join in with them because gossip feels so good. No. Misquoted that. By the way, my definition of gossip, you'll want to write this down too. Gossip is talking to a third party about a situation when that third party does not have the ability or the authority to fix it. I'll say that again. Gossip is talking to a third party about something or someone when that third party does not have the ability or the authority to fix it. I'll give you an example. I'll give you the example that I use every time on this. Do you know why? Because it's a good example. And this actually happened in true life. You know, toddlers like to explore and express themselves. And sometimes the way that young children express themselves, they're very tactile at that age. And they like checking things out with their mouth. And so when someone does something against them, steals their toy, they don't point their finger at them and just start telling them that they've done wrong. They use their mouth. And what do? They bite them. Now, as much as I hate to admit it, we had that happen a long time ago. Had a little child that bit another child. I mean, it's not all that uncommon, okay? So, the course of action that was taken was correct. And that is, when the parents came to pick their children up, the person that was in charge of the nursery that day told the parents what happened. Now then, do the parents have the authority or the ability to fix the problem? Yes. So, should they have told the parent? Yes. Well, one of the parents was going to figure out when they saw those big old teeth marks on the arm of the forearm of the other child. Okay. Now then, if that worker then goes out to eat lunch with a lot of people, you're not going to believe what happened today. I was in there in the nursery, and little Susie, she got mad at Billy, and because Billy took her toy, and Susie just reached right over there and bit him. I'm telling you, she drew blood. Well, you know, I've been around that family, and I'm not surprised. I mean, the way I see them act and treat one another, I mean, you ought to hear the way they talk to each other. Okay? Are you now talking to someone that has the authority or the ability to fix it? Nope. Is this gossip? Yep. What is this now doing? Sowing discord among brethren. It is, and I emphasize, an abomination. Don't do it. Now see, oftentimes what happens, and I think this is, to a certain degree, most everybody has this characteristic in them, and that is the need to let people know that you're in the know, that you know what's going on, because it kind of makes us look like, we're important. So I don't know if you knew this or not. I just wanted to tell you before you heard it from somebody else. So now then what happens? What are those people there going to do? They're going to go tell other people, and this thing is going to spread. And now then, when that family comes walking into a church, which should be a place of love and peace and a refuge, they're going to start getting glaring looks. And they're going to start feeling uncomfortable and unwelcome, and they'll wind up leaving the church. And now they're out there in the enemy's territory for him to pick them off. And whose fault was it? Yours, for spreading the gossip. That wasn't subtle at all, was it? That was pretty blunt. Don't do it. Take your hand and put it over your mouth. If you feel the need to gossip and sow discord about somebody, that's in any environment. So mark those that are among you that cause divisions contrary to the doctrine which you learned, and do what? Avoid them. Stay away from them. People that do this, people that cause division, get away from them. Why? Because your flesh will get sucked into that. Listen, gossip feels good, okay? Gossip feeds your flesh. It feels good to know stuff about people. Because what happens is, I would never do anything like that. And it makes you feel good about yourself. Don't do that. As a matter of fact, when somebody tries to gossip with you, it should stop with you. It should go no further. So you mark these people, you avoid them, for those who are such do not serve our Lord Jesus Christ, but their own belly or flesh. And by smooth words and flattering speech deceive the hearts of the simple. For your obedience has become known to all. Therefore I am glad on your behalf, but I want you to be wise in what is good and simple concerning evil. I want you to recognize what is good and accept. I want you to recognize what is evil. What is the Apostle Paul? One of the things he's saying here is, you're like Peter, your enemy, the devil, as a roaring lion, is going about looking. And somebody that is sowing discord, somebody that is gossiping, sowing discord among brethren, is laying themselves wide open to the enemy.